Good morning, everyone. Today, my team and I will be presenting on the topic of difficult personalities in an organization and how they can deal with them. We will be analyzing the different personalities before moving on to the recommendations that the organization can adopt. So, we interviewed an employee from DBS, specifically the marketing team. From the information we gathered during the interview, we summarized 3 different individuals with different personality traits. The employee told us about 3 different individuals, A, B, and C, that he observed in the marketing team. A has the following observed traits: overbearing, demanding, ambitious, and competitive. B is soft-spoken, introverted, but dependable. C is experienced, but has low morale and motivation. So now I'll be passing the time on to Zhimian, who will be talking about the first individual, A.
Thank you, Tricia. So as you can see, these are the traits identified from the interview, and they show that the employee mentioned in DBS is someone who is overbearing, ambitious, and competitive. With those traits, we can infer from the Big 5 personality dimensions that the employee is someone with low agreeableness, high conscientiousness, and high neuroticism. What this means is that the employee is an individual who may not be as cooperative and tactful due to the low agreeableness. Although the employee is reliable and responsible due to the high conscientiousness, this employee often experiences negative emotions such as moodiness, frustration, and even anger, which constitutes the high level of neuroticism. Furthermore, the employee may also have a strong bullying personality. This means that he or she may have subconsciously mistreated employees through verbal threats, humiliation, and even intimidation. The employee is also a high MAC, which means that he or she is ambitious and competitive, which could be also seen as acts of exploitation and manipulation for personal agendas such as promotions. Employees with such personality traits may obtain desired performance, but at the expense of interpersonal relationships. Now, I'll be passing the time to Yongking, who will be talking about the recommendations for employees who have personality traits A.
Thank you, Zhimian. Now I'll be talking about the recommendations. Firstly, we feel that there's a need to create a feedback culture among the DBS. By having a feedback culture, employees were able to provide constructive feedback on the issues that is happening at work. Secondly, the idea of having a bi-monthly team bonding will also help to reduce conflict. Overall, this will help to create a platforms and opportunities to help to resolve the conflicts among the organizations and also help to improve the communications at DBS. The second recommendation that we would like to propose will be sending these employees who have issues with their team to workshops for soft skills training and development. Some of the useful topics that can be covered during the soft skill training workshop would be communication skills, conflict resolution, teamwork, and also emotional intelligence. Through these workshops, employees will be able to reformulate their working styles and create a more positive working environment at DBS. Next on, I'll be passing on to Xiaomin, whereby she will be sharing more about the personality traits of B.
Thank you, Yongking. So another personality trait that was identified during the interview is someone who is more introverted, soft-spoken, and dependable. According to the Big 5 personality dimensions, employee B is someone with low extraversion, high conscientiousness, and high agreeableness. So this suggests that this employee may have difficulty speaking up confidently in group settings, thus not usually seen participating actively in group discussions. However, this type of employees are usually more self-disciplined and easygoing. So as introverts are more sensitive in nature, they are more likely to compare their outcomes in terms of what they receive in return in relations to others, for instance extroverts. So according to the equity comparison equation here, a feeling of unfairness is more likely to occur for an introvert employee when two sides of the equations do not balance. As such, DBS should always ensure a fair balance by first understanding what each member values so that they will be able to reward comparable compensation for an equivalent amount of work accomplished. This will guarantee that everyone feels valued for their respective contributions. So besides making equitable decisions on rewards for employees, it is also vital for the company to justify for these decisions. So this is especially crucial for introverts who may feel a sense of inferiority when faced with individuals whom they deem as more capable and likable. Now, let me allow Warren to bring you through another proposed recommendation for the company to manage this kind of employee.
Thank you, Shami. So as introverts tend to feel awkward in a large group, it is important that they feel inclusive within a group. Thus, the need of belongingness under the Maslow hierarchy of need has to be satisfied. So what can DBS do to make their employees feel included? Well, they can do the following. Firstly, they should pay attention to their body language, such that after an individual is done speaking, smile and nod to show that you have understood the content shared. Secondly, avoid giving negative feedbacks. Always start off with something positive, and then give areas of improvement, then end off with a good note. Lastly, encourage the rest of the employees to do the same, to smile and to give positive feedback. With that, the individual will feel that their contribution is valued and therefore will be motivated to speak up more in the future. With more positive reinforcement, introverts will feel accepted in the group and thus will feel more at ease during participation. With that, this will encourage more discussions and employees will be able to gain insights from different perspectives, thus improving DBS productivity as a whole. Now, I'll pass the time to Junjie.
Thank you, Wenyu. I'll now talk about employees with personality trait C. For employees like them, the observed traits are experience, low morale, and low motivation. Generally, people with traits like this are normally looking to get their self-actualization needs satisfied. They are no longer looking for high salary or high sense of job security. They are looking for challenges and a sense of purpose. Before we talk about the recommendation, let us first understand the difference between senior and junior employees. Senior employees possess experience, something junior employees lack. And conversely, junior employees have high motivation, drive, and up-to-date technological skills. Therefore, the recommendation is the reverse mentoring. Reverse mentoring is when a junior member enters into a professional friendship with someone more senior to exchange skills, knowledge, and understanding. However, I understand your concern. Doesn't age diversity in work environment create conflicts? It may, but if managed well, age diversity could yield more advantages than disadvantages. It could include more cross-generation innovation, increase in competitive advantage leading to better performance. So, how do we satisfy the self-actualization needs of the senior employees in DBS? You can let them be in charge of the reverse mentoring project. This allows them to create a sense of purpose, finding meaning in work, and ultimately leading to increase in morale and motivation. Therefore, by implementing the reverse mentoring, experienced workers will have higher sense of purpose, increased knowledge, motivation, and having their self-actualization needs met. Junior workers will also be more experienced, leading to increased efficiency and effectiveness in future work. Now, I'll pass my time on to Tricia. Tricia, please.
Thank you, Junjie. To conclude, overly ambitious and competitive individuals can be efficient and effective. Introverted and soft-spoken individuals are dependable, while senior workers have the wealth of experience that will be beneficial when they are motivated. With that, we have come to the end of our presentation. Thank you.